total of 1,043 people have been executed in Pennsylvania since 1693. As of 2002, this was the third highest of any other state or commonwealth in the United States, after New York 1,130 and Virginia 1,361. Since 1978, there have been nearly 25,000 homicides throughout the state of Pennsylvania, where 408 of these homicides ended in defendants being put on death row, which amounts to 1.6 death sentences for every 100 homicides. Capital punishment is a legal punishment in Pennsylvania. Despite remaining a legal penalty, there have been no executions in Pennsylvania since 1999, and only 3 since 1976. In February 2015, Governor Tom Wolf announced a formal moratorium on executions that is still in effect as of 2023, with incumbent Governor Josh Shapiro continuing Wolf's moratorium. However, capital crimes are still prosecuted and death warrants are still issued. In 2015, the state of Pennsylvania spent about $46 million annually on the death penalty to maintain the prisoners housed on death row, as well as carry out any executions. The average price to house and take care of a death row inmate per year was about $42,000. With concerns over the cost of the death penalty growing, Governor Tom Wolf requested a cost-benefit analysis. Capital crimes are still prosecuted and death warrants are still executed. In no way does this mean sympathy for those guilty on death row. In justifying the moratorium, Wolf asserted as concerns that the system claims innocent lives, is not a deterrent to crime, is racially biased, costs a lot of money, and disregards mental illness in the United States. There are still inmates on Pennsylvania death row. One of them is Raghunandan Yandamuri. Yandamuri is the first Indian American to face death penalty in the United States. Indian Americans are citizens of the United States with ancestry from India. The terms Asian Indian and East Indian are used to avoid confusion with Native Americans in the United States, who are also referred to as Indians or American Indians, with a population of more than 4.4 million. Indian Americans make up approximately 1.35% of the U.S. population and are the largest group of South Asian Americans, the largest Asian alone group, and the largest group of Asian Americans after Chinese Americans. Indian Americans are the highest earning ethnic group in the United States. The beginning of the 21st century marked a significant wave in the migration trend from India to the United States. The emergence of information technology industry in Indian cities as Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai, and Hyderabad led to the large number of migrations to the U.S. primarily from the states of Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu in South India. There are sizable populations of people from the states of Punjab, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Telangana, Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu in the United States. Indians comprise over 80% of all H-1B visas. Indian Americans have risen to become the richest ethnicity in America, with an average household income of $126,891, almost twice the U.S. average of $65,316. Since 2000, a large number of students have started migrating to the United States to pursue higher education. A variety of estimates state that over 500,000 Indian American students attend higher education institutions in any given year. As per Institute of International Education, 202,014 new students from India enrolled in U.S. education institutions. A native of Andhra Pradesh, Yandamuri had come to the U.S. on a H-1B visa. He holds an advanced degree in electrical and computer science engineering. Following his conviction in 2014, he asked that death penalty be imposed upon him. Later he appealed his sentence but lost it last April. Raghunandan was arrested for the horrific crime in 2012. As per IB Times report, he had barged into Saanvi's house when her parents, Venkat and Latha, were away at work. The victims used to live in Raghunandan's apartment. He stabbed the elderly woman to death as she was trying to protect the child. He then abducted the infant in a bid to demand a ransom of $50,000. He then gagged the baby, put her inside a suitcase, and left the bag in the basement gym of the apartment building, where he used to live with his wife Komali. The kidnapper used the nicknames of Saanvi's parents in the ransom note, which helped investigators narrow down the list of suspects as few people referred to them by those names. Yandamuri, a family friend of the Vanas, was on that list. During questioning, in fact, when the cops were searching for the infant, the accused went around distributing flyers for the missing child. He was arrested a week later from a local casino, after which it came to light that Yandamuri had lost $35,000 in gambling and was bankrupt. Yandamuri was given death penalty for kidnapping and killing a 61-year-old elderly Indian woman Satyavathi and her 10-month granddaughter Saanvi. It was seen as part of a botched kidnapping for ransom plot. In October 2014, Yandamuri was convicted of first-degree murder in the kidnapping and killing of Saanvi and the killing of Satyavathi at the Marquee apartment complex in Upper Merion. At trial, then First Assistant District Attorney Kevin R. Steele and Deputy District Attorney Samantha Kaufman characterized the case as a kidnapping for ransom that went horribly awry. Prosecutors alleged Yandamuri, a neighbor to the Vina family, was desperate for money to repay a litany of gambling debts and targeted his victims with the kidnapping scheme because he believed they had money. Yandamuri initially denied killing the victims, but later allegedly told police that when he entered the victim's apartment, he grabbed Saanvi, but dropped her during a deadly scuffle with the grandmother. When he could not quell the child's cries, he stuffed a handkerchief in her mouth and secured it with a bath towel, according to the arrest affidavit. Yandamuri then placed Saanvi in a blue suitcase, according to trial testimony. The little girl was found dead October 26 in the basement of the apartment complex. However, Yandamuri maintained throughout the trial that the confession was coerced by cops. He said he was forced by two men who he identified as Josh and Matt to lead them to Saanvi's apartment. They were the ones who killed the grandmother, kidnapped the baby and later killed her, he claimed. A date was set for the execution of Raghunandan Yandamuri, the first Indian American to be given death sentence in the United States. The twin murders he committed. The Indian American in 2014 was given death penalty for kidnapping and killing a 61-year-old elderly Indian woman Satyavathi and her 10-month granddaughter Saanvi. Meanwhile, state officials have said that Yandamuri's execution could very well be delayed for a long time, as no one knows when the moratorium on it would be lifted. State officials are awaiting the results of a study conducted by the Pennsylvania Task Force and Advisory Committee on Capital Punishment before moving forward with any executions. Yandamuri is currently lodged in Green State Correctional Institution, a maximum security prison in Waynesburg. Thank you for watching Death Row.